Hi everyone, Annette Kessler here with a new video tutorial in the 12 cards of Christmas series, and today we are making a triple pillar card. You can get the cutting guide and instructions from the link in the description under the video. You can download it for free and then know how to cut all the pieces and join me in making each card. So I'm using white cardstock, but you can use whatever color that you want to make your card. And we're going to score all the pieces on the short side at 1, 2, 3, and 4 inches. So we're going to make pillars. This is a really fun card. I really like it. So again, we're going to score them all on the short side at 1, 2, 3, and 4 inches. And then from the last panel, we're going to remove 1/16 of an inch just to make it easier to glue everything and make everything really fit. So once I have everything scored, there are 3 different sizes, we're going to fold all the score lines in the same direction. And then we're simply going to apply glue on that last panel, which is slightly narrower than the others, and close it like this to make a pillar. And this is why we removed that 1/16 of an inch from the last panel, so when we close it to a pillar, we can make sure that all the angles are 90 degrees and straight. Otherwise, it will not fit. So we're going to glue it like this, and then we have a perfect pillar. And we're going to make all the pillars the exact same way. So we should have 2 pillars of each size, like this. And then we have our base, and we can go ahead and start assembling the card. So we have our cover papers. I'm starting with covering the longer pillar, and you only need to cover not all the sides because obviously one is glued to the card, and we're going to glue it, aligning it to the left side like this, and then we can go ahead and cover it with cover papers. You can actually cover it first and then glue it to the card. Doesn't matter at this point. Later it will matter, but for the first pillars the order does not matter. So I'm covering it on the left and top sides with my cover papers. I'm not going to attach any cover paper to the right side or the inside of the pillar. Now I'm repeating the process exactly on the right side, attaching the pillar, aligning it with the right side of my card, and then attaching my cover papers. Again, I'm covering the front and the side, the outer side, not the inner side. Of course, you can play with the colors and patterns of your papers any way that you want. Okay, so now I have my first pillar on the card, the first pair. Next, I have to add the panel. So I'm adding the cover paper first to the inside of my card. Going to align it with the pillars in the top and the bottom. Then I can go ahead and add my panel. Again, you have all the measurements in the cutting guide that you can download from the link in the description under the video. So I'm applying glue only to the right and left sides, and then I am attaching the panel, aligning it with the bottom of my card and the right and left sides of the pillars. This is how it looks so far. Now we can go ahead and attach the next pair of pillars, which are the medium size, exactly the same way. I'm aligning them with the left edge and the bottom edge of my card. You can always fold it like this to make sure everything is aligned. And once you attach your pillars, then you can go ahead and cover them. Now I always look for the point where I attached the panels to create the pillar, so I can attach that point or that side down so it will not be visible. Okay, so I'm attaching my cover papers again on the outer side and the front side, not on the inner side. You could if you want, I just didn't. Okay, now let's cover the left pillar. And by the way that it folds like now, this is how you can insert it into an envelope if you want. Everything folds flat so it can fit inside an envelope. Now we can add our second panel. You see that it is slightly smaller, so you get the idea of how this card is going to take shape. And then finally we can attach the last pair of pillars, which are the smallest. And again, we're going to attach them exactly the same way, aligned with the edges of the card. Like this. And then on the left side, looking to hide that contact point, that attachment point. Okay. And now we can go ahead and cover those pillars as well with our cover papers. And I like to work with liquid glue, because then I can adjust the exact place where I want my paper to be. When you work with, let's say, double-sided tape, it's a little bit more difficult. But of course you can work with whatever is comfortable for you. Okay, so after we have covered all the pillars, we can go ahead and attach the final panel in the front. And you always need to make sure everything is aligned and straight before you attach the panel. And this way the card will stand straight when you open it, like this. So now the fun part of adding all the details to the card, which are basically images that I cut from the paper collection. You can add text, you can add whatever you want to create sort of a 3D scene. So you can use whatever images that you want for that. So I'm attaching my images on different heights. So I'll have that depth and the 3D effect that I want. So I'm attaching the trees, and then the reindeer going to go on this panel. So each panel gets a few images, and then together they become a scene, like a 3D scene. So that looks really cool. And of course you can also add details to the pillars themselves. It's up to you how you want to embellish the card. So I want to encourage you to please subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video, so you won't miss anything and you'll be able to follow all the tutorials and make all the projects. You can also become a member of this channel and support me in keeping uploading free video tutorials for you. And I will love and appreciate you no matter what you do if you just subscribe or become a member of this channel for a really few dollars. So this is the card. I really like how it turned out. I hope you liked it too. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time.